Hello, young man. I'm here today to talk to you about a very important topic, one that I've struggled with myself, and that's the lure of perfectionism. You see, as a crime fighter, I've always strived to be the best, to be perfect, to never make a mistake. But the truth is, perfection is an unattainable goal, and striving for it can lead to anxiety, stress, and a whole lot of unhappiness. I remember when I first started out as a young vigilante. I was determined to make a difference, to prove myself, to be the best. I spent hours upon hours training, honing my skills, and preparing for every possible scenario. And it worked, to a certain extent. I was able to take down some of the toughest villains in Gotham, and I earned the respect of the people. But as time went on, I began to realize that my quest for perfection was taking a toll on my mental health. I was constantly worried about making mistakes, about not being good enough, about failing, and it was exhausting. I would lie awake at night, thinking about all the things that could go wrong, all the ways I could fail, and it was crippling. It wasn't until I had a conversation with my trusted butler, Alfred, that I began to see things in a different light. He told me that perfection is not a realistic goal, that it's okay to make mistakes, and that it's how we learn and grow from those mistakes that matters. He reminded me that I'm human, that I'm not a machine, and that it's okay to have flaws. It was a difficult pill to swallow, but I knew he was right. I began to focus less on being perfect, and more on being good enough. I started to accept that I'm going to make mistakes, and that it's okay. I learned to be kinder to myself, to be more compassionate, and to focus on the process, rather than the outcome. And you know what? It worked. I started to feel more at ease, more relaxed, and more confident. I was able to take on challenges that I previously would have avoided, and I was able to handle setbacks with more ease. I realized that it's okay to not be perfect, and that it's the imperfections that make us human. Now I know what you're thinking, but how can I apply this to my own life? Well, let me tell you, it's not easy. It's not easy. It takes time, effort, and practice. But the first step is to recognize that perfection is not a realistic goal. It's to understand that you're going to make mistakes, and that it's okay. The next step is to focus on the process, rather than the outcome. Instead of worrying about the end result, focus on the steps you need to take to get there. Break down your goals into smaller, manageable tasks, and focus on completing each one to the best of your ability. Don't worry if you make mistakes along the way, just learn from them and move on. It's also important to practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself, and try to reframe your negative thoughts. Instead of beating yourself up over a mistake, try to see it as an opportunity for growth and learning. Remember that everyone makes mistakes, and that it's okay. And finally, don't be afraid to ask for help. Whether it's a trusted friend, family member, or mental health professional, don't be afraid to reach out when you need support. Remember, you're not alone in this journey, and there are people who care about you and want to help. Now, I know that overcoming perfectionism is not easy. It's a journey, and it's one that takes time, effort, and patience. But I promise you, it's worth it. When you learn to let go of the need for perfection, you'll find that you're able to live a more authentic, more meaningful, and more fulfilling life. You'll be able to take risks, to try new things, and to pursue your passions without fear of failure. You'll be able to form deeper connections with others, and to build stronger relationships. And you'll be able to find happiness and fulfillment in the present moment, rather than constantly striving for some unattainable goal. So, don't be afraid to let go of perfectionism. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, to take risks, and to try new things. Remember, it's okay to not be perfect, and it's the imperfections that make us human. And if you're struggling with perfectionism, remember that you're not alone. There are many resources available to help you, from therapy to support groups to online forums. Don't be afraid to reach out, and don't be afraid to ask for help. In conclusion, overcoming perfectionism is a journey, and it's one that takes time, effort, and patience. But it's worth it. When you learn to let go of the need for perfection, you'll find that you're able to live a more authentic, more meaningful, and more fulfilling life. You'll be able to take risks, to try new things, and to pursue your passions without fear of failure. And you'll be able to find happiness and fulfillment in the present moment, rather than constantly striving for some unattainable goal. And if you feel this talk helpful, Don't forget like and subscribe. And if you want to be a more grateful person, you can donate on the Patreon account, link on description. See you soon, friend.